I don't even know how I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea what my next step is, but I know it's coming. I don't even know why I'm single right now. I don't know why I'm not even dating right now. This is what somebody's thinking right now. Mm-hmm. They know what their situation is. They know Friday they're alone and they don't want to be. So now they're looking forward to the unknown. There's something I don't know right now. There's somebody I don't know. I don't even know how I'm going to meet him because I have to be sitting in the house. But so it's something unknown that's headed my way. There's something that's going to cause me to do some things I wouldn't have done, to be in places I wouldn't have been, to meet some people that I couldn't have met, to lead me to this destination that I couldn't have gone to.
So what you're saying to me is to embrace change, you have to change your perspective on change.
Redefine.
Yeah.
If you're a go-getter, faith-driven, and family-focused, and need to break through to your next level, this is the podcast for you. Your self-talk can reshape every area of your life. It's time to dream and think big. Welcome to the Self-Talk Experience with Darnell and Tracy Self. It's time to elevate, baby. Let's get into the show.
Welcome to the Self-Talk Experience, where the things you say to yourself about yourself will help you determine who you attract and what you attract for yourself. Right, babe?
Hey, yes, absolutely. Welcome to another Self-Talk Experience. Why'd you say it, right, babe?
I just want to make sure.
Okay, good.
Is that what we're still doing?
That's what we're still doing. We're still here because we're still focused on the things we're saying to ourselves. Self-talk is so critical.
Yes, it is.
And what do you want to talk about today?
Well, something that I don't want to talk about. Something that I don't do well with at all. Okay. And my self-talk is helping me through it, is change. I don't do well with change.
I bet a lot of people don't do well with change.
Yeah.
Yeah. What don't you do well with change? What do you think?
I'm not sure. I think that I owned it when I was younger, and I've held on to it ever since. Change, it doesn't sit well with me. I like to know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen at all times, and being in control of the narrative. And when something shifts or doesn't seem like it's going in the right way, it triggers me and not to my best self. And I've always been like that. And I'm saying it right now. I've always been like that. That's my self-talk. I've always rejected change. And it's very hard for me to get in a different mode.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the things I've learned about embracing change is one saying, I embrace change, because the one thing we do know that will remain constant is change. And we've all heard that, right? We've all heard, hey, the one thing that will always remain constant is change. And so since you know that, and you know that you're going to be here on earth for a long time, the one thing that will be here with you as long as you're here is change.
Yes, and you're absolutely right. But I know that my self-talk has been very stubborn.
Yeah.
Because I know that.
Yeah.
Like you said, you hear it all the time. I know it, and I know it's true. But still subconsciously, I block it and say, I don't like it. I don't want to embrace it. I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it.
Right.
And I know that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And that's the frustrating part.
Yeah. Well, here's a good thing, because, and this is going to help you out as it helps out me and as it helps out our audience today, because I have been privileged and blessed to work with a lot of people who put themselves in position to change. Right? Almost everybody I work with, because of the nature of what I do, there's going to be some immediate change. Immediate change in the way they look at things, immediate change in terms of habits, immediate change in terms of sacrifice. So there's change.
Right.
Like if they want something they never had before, they're going to have to do some things they've never done before, which is change. See? And so because of that, I've been around change for myself and for so many others. So hopefully this helps you out too.
Yes, because you've almost mastered it so well, you can do it for yourself, and you've extended that outside of yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So one of the things a tip I would give in terms of change, one tip would be take a second when change happens and take time to reflect.
Instead of freaking out like I do.
Exactly.
Because I do.
Why'd you do the whole? I know some
Yes.
people are listening to the podcast, so they don't know what you just did. But you guys gotta go back and watch the YouTube. She just actually just did this. I don't know what it was.
Because I'm dramatic. So you tell me. I don't think I'm dramatic, but
I think you just proved it.
I've heard
Yeah. Okay.
that's what you guys say.
So you're saying that when the narrative changed, when the plan changed, and by the way, check this out. When a plan changes, there's still a plan in place. Just not the plan that you had initially.
Right. That's true.
So what makes the plan you had initially better than the plan that's now in place? Unless you think that your initial plan was the best plan. But sometimes the plan that happened because of the change is actually a better plan.
It could very well be a better plan, but it's the unknown for me.
Yeah, I know.
Because what if it's not?
I'm going to get to that.
What if it's not?
I'm going to get to that.
And that's where I mess myself up in my thinking.
I know, the unknown. I'll get to that. So the first one, though, is take time to reflect. When change happens, take a second.
But that's good. That's good for me because taking a second and not triggering, but taking a second to just take a minute.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And when I say a second, I don't actually mean one.
I know, but
yeah.
just taking some time to
Yeah,
say,
exactly.
okay,
Yep.
let's not trigger in the wrong way. Let's trigger in the right way.
Right. How about not trigger?
Well, no, you can trigger, like I can make it a positive trigger. Like,
Right.
okay, this is my trigger now. It's not to go crazy and be so unsure, but
Right.
trigger myself in a positive way. I mean,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
say, okay, I remember I'm not supposed to go this way. I'm supposed to go
Yeah,
that
just
way.
pivot. Just
Yeah.
make a shift,
Yeah.
right? I once heard it said this way, shift happens. And yes, I said shift happens, right? And so whenever there's change, a shift happened. And it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. We'll get to that. But I know it's the unknown that causes you to freak out a little bit, right? And others.
Sure.
So you remember what number one was? The first thing you should do, change happens.
Take a second. Take a beat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And these aren't in a list of priority. I mean,
Are you going to make this like a quiz?
I am.
Don't do that.
Oh, yeah. No, I want you to remember because I need you to embrace.
What did I say?
these.
Can you give me multiple choice next time? Okay, I'm
You
sorry.
have problems. I'm trying to be serious because people really need to embrace change. All right. Never mind.
No,
We
yes.
won't be serious.
Okay, no, yes, I would like to learn so badly how to embrace change. What's number 2?
Number 2, count your blessings. So whenever there's change, sometimes we forget that, you know what? But let me go ahead and count my blessings. Because in other words, it's not the worst thing. But sometimes it's not the worst thing,
Yes.
right? And it's like, I just freaked out and it could have been a lot worse. Like I'm running late, but it could have been worse. I avoided the accident.
You know what's so funny? When you said that, I just thought about one of my favorite hymns growing up at church was called "Count Your Blessings." So now,
You want to sing it?
No. So now, count your blessings, name them one by one. It was like a really good song. Anyway, you made me think. So that could be my
Yeah.
trigger
Yes.
to go to that song.
Yes.
To think about that song. I'm always going to think about that.
Good. I'm glad that helped. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners and viewers will.
Yeah, look it up.
start
It's a really
singing the
good song. It is.
Okay. Any
I know
other
the whole-
part of the song
No.
that you'd like to sing?
Just go to number 3. Just go to
No, I'm interested because maybe there's some lyrics that can help me out in regards to change that you're thinking about, you know? So you count them one by one. What else should you do?
Count your many blessings. See what God has done.
Okay.
It rhymes one
No.
by one.
Right. No, this is good. This is good. No, this is good because really think, and I know we're laughing, but like people
It's
really
really
freak
helping
out
me,
when it comes
actually.
to change.
It
Like
really
it's
is
like that's not what we had talked about. I can't believe now, we're not gonna be able to, accomplish the goal. No, but it's actually we're accomplishing something greater now because this change happened. So remember we used to talk about often, and we still talk about almost on every episode, it's not what happens to you, what happens for you. A lot of times change happens for you.
So true.
but we don't see it immediately. So sometimes that second turns into a lot longer than the second. And we start to see and say, oh my gosh, if this wouldn't have happened, that wouldn't have happened. Remember that episode, Connecting the Dots?
Yeah, absolutely.
All that happened because of change, right? This dot would not have been connected to this dot if change hadn't happened. Change means something different. If it stayed the same, it wouldn't have happened.
It's hard because if it's not immediate, you don't look for it.
I know.
Sometimes it doesn't come for months, and you're like, that's why that happened. This is great.
I know.
I met this person, or I got this position. But right away, it doesn't seem, it's like, oh, I just got laid off. This is horrible.
Yeah.
And the change is bad.
Yeah.
Not knowing that if you wouldn't have gotten laid off, you wouldn't have started your entrepreneur journey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So sometimes change is not taking you in a different direction. It's just switching lanes. And so you probably have heard it said this way, God's delays is not his denials. And it's the same thing. So because you were delayed didn't mean you were denied. It means that you were supposed to avoid something, like it was divinely orchestrated.
Right.
Right. So that's the way I look at change, because it really helps me because change happens all the time. It's especially, again, in my space, it happens all the time. It happened today several times. I'm like, oh, I didn't know this was going to take as long because it wasn't supposed to.
It almost happens daily for you, actually.
Yes. Yeah. And not just for me, but with other people. So
Yeah.
I'm constantly helping people navigate and move through change. And it allows me to almost embrace change because I see people win at another level because of change. Right. So I look at change as positive because I see so many people winning, and in a way that they never thought they could win. And they're like, oh my God, this is my life now. I'm like, I know, but it all happened because of change. It all happened because they embraced it and they were willing, and they started to look forward to change. Like, what's the next change?
But it's great if you have someone like you to help you kind of talk through it.
Guess what? Everybody has me. The self-talk experience, baby. You got me.
Well,
Not that I'm perfect at change.
No, I know, but just
work
having
with it a lot.
someone
Yeah.
around you that can help
Yeah.
you kind of navigate those feelings and those emotions in the
Yeah.
moment
Yeah.
it's helpful.
Yeah.
And it may help if someone knows that that's how you are, they can be your person.
Yeah.
Just like you have a workout partner for fitness, and you have a workout partner for other things, you can have a workout partner for those types of situations.
Really good. Yeah. Accountability.
'Cause they
is really
can-
key. Yeah. To say, hey, remember, you said that I should hold you accountable when you're resisting change. And to remind you that it's happening for you, and to take the second and to count your blessings.
And to think about what this could mean.
Right.
Not bad, but great down the road.
Right. Which is the third thing.
Yes.
So the first, I'm not going to give you multiple choice, was to take a second.
The
Number
first
two,
thing was to take a second. The second thing was to count your blessings.
you remember because of the hymnal.
Yes. And what's the third thing? Is this, how many is it? Is this like,
It's the last one.
oh, okay.
I mean, there's several things that you could do to help you to adapt to change and to receive it differently, but we're going to talk about three
Okay.
because I got to say some stuff for future episodes. Can't give it all in one. So the third one is to redefine. You just said it, by the way, without even
Did
knowing you
I?
were saying it. Yeah, you did, which was awesome because you didn't know what I was going to say. But the third one is to redefine change.
Oh,
So this is what I want you to help you to do. You have always looked at change as bad. That's how you define it. Like, I don't like it. If it was great, would you like it?
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. If it was something great, if I say, hey, guess what? You get to spend time with both your grandkids tonight. That's a great thing.
Right.
So anything that's great, you look forward to. Anything that's great, you can't wait. Like, oh my gosh, this Saturday we're taking a family vacation. This Saturday we're going to the Serengeti in Africa. This Saturday, right? Anytime there's something you look forward to, you are excited about. So if you redefine change, as change is leading me to the place that I'm not currently sitting in, because by being where I am, I'm getting what I have. So to get to where I want to be, let's call it the Maldives. Change has to happen.
Right.
You see? So for someone who's sitting here now, like, I'll never be able to stay in one of the huts over the water unless something changes.
Just add that on.
Unless something, now all of a sudden,
Unless something
it's like,
changes.
yes, I want change. I'll never be able to spend time like that with my kids. I'll never be able to drive a car like that.
Unless something changes.
Now change is good.
Change is great.
It's great.
And you actually look forward to it.
You look forward to it. I can't wait for things to change for me. See, so just redefine how you look at change.
It's, again, you have to not think about the unknown path to change.
I know.
And that's
It'll
the scary part. Because you want it, but do you want to go down the road?
I'm going to help you. Okay, let me help
you.
you.
To get there.
Okay, what if you're in a situation where your known path would not lead you to what you want? So if you were working a job right now where the salary could never lead you to this 2-week long vacation that you want to go to in Australia, and it's known, you know that what you're doing right now would never lead you there. So now the only way you can get there is if there's something that's unknown, because your known is not getting you there. So now you have to switch to, I can't wait, and I don't know what it is. God, I don't know what you have for me. I don't even know how I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea what my next step is, but I know it's coming. I don't even know why I'm single right now. I don't know why I'm not even dating right now. This is what somebody's thinking right now. They know what their situation is. They know Friday they're alone and they don't want to be. So now they're looking forward to the unknown. There's something I don't know right now. There's somebody I don't know. I don't even know how I'm going to meet him because I have to be sitting in the house. But so it's something unknown that's headed my way. There's something that's going to cause me to do some things I wouldn't have done, to be in places I wouldn't have been, to meet some people that I couldn't have met, to lead me to this destination that I couldn't have gone to.
So what you're saying to me is to embrace change, you have to change your perspective on change.
Redefine it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Isn't that great? I mean, it helps me out. I'm just saying it's great now because I'm saying it because these are things I learned. And I just look at myself as a big sponge because of personal development. And I'm just like, pour it all into me. That way, as a sponge, I get to rinse it back out over everyone else who I get an opportunity to communicate with and mentor. So for me, it's a blessing to be able to be a blessing because of what's helped me through change, through all the things that I'm teaching.
Well, you're speaking on experience and what you've been through, so it's great.
Look at you using the self-talk experience in your response.
Oh my gosh.
Man, see, okay, girl. I love it. It is an experience. And this is why we started the self-talk experience, because not only is it a play on our last name, self, but it's also the things that we have personally experienced that's helped us to where we were in our 20s to where we are now in our
50s.
So this has been an experience. It's been a journey, and we've learned a lot. We made a ton of mistakes, and we just thought, you know what? Let's talk about those mistakes, and let's talk about the things that we've learned, and let's talk about the shift in the things that we started to say to ourselves, which is how we now have attracted different things, changed things for ourselves.
Yes. That was good, babe.
Thank you.
You helped me.
That. Good. I expect to see and hear some differences today. Memorize those 3 things I shared with you. All right, guys, this has been another episode of the Self-Talk Experience.
Yes.
And remember, the things we say to ourselves can eventually determine the change that we'll see for ourselves. God bless you guys. See you at the top.
Count your blessings.
Thank you for listening to the Self-Talk Podcast with Darnell and Tracy Self. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to rate and review this podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform. And we'll see you next time. And remember, talk good to yourself.